Hi guys,
Hello everyone.
we're your favorite couple, the Hubbards, and this is our first episode and we're super excited about what we're doing here on tonight.
Our very first episode, our story, give you a little bit of background about how we met, who we are, and a little bit of insight into our relationship.
Also, we'll be talking about the upcoming episodes, some of the things that we want you guys to know and want you guys to do for the upcoming episodes as well. Before we go into it though, we do want to thank Key1 Houston for the shirts. He hooked us up with our shirts. As you can see, the Hubbards Straight Talk. We have nice mugs that we had made as well. And so we will be talking more about our merchandise and things of that nature as we move on into the episodes.
So make sure you subscribe because you could be a lucky winner of one of these shirts or one of these mugs. So please subscribe.
Yep, check out our Facebook page as well and subscribe to our YouTube channel also. So like we said, it's episode 1, our story. So let's jump right into it.
All right, so the beginning, how we met.
Well, how we met, we were at Mississippi State. She was sitting outside in front of her dorm. I was with a few of my frat brothers, and we were walking by as college kids do. We were on the prowl, looking and scoping. It was the first part of the school year, so we knew that everybody would be out, no classes, anything. Everybody just be relaxed. So we were just looking to see if we can. I'm gonna go find some honeys.
Don't say that. Don't say
that. But that's what we were doing. We were looking for some honeys, for some ladies, as we would say. So, yep. And she was sitting outside in front of her dorm. She was sitting with her friend Jessica, and a couple other people. And to be quite honest with you, I was intimidated by her. I saw her and I was like, wow, she looks good. But I didn't think she would talk to me. So I didn't even attempt to say anything to her. I was going to talk to another girl sitting beside her because the girl sitting beside her didn't look as good as she did. So I figured I'd have a shot with the one that didn't look as good as opposed to having a shot with Brina. But turns out she had a crush on me anyway. I didn't know it though.
But anyway, so there was a group of people out there, and when he walked by, I was like, oh my gosh, I think I know him. And one of the guys that was sitting there, he just yells out as they walk by, hey dude, this girl over here says she knows you. And the entire group turns around and walks back. I was so humiliated. And so when he walked up to me and he's like, you know me, I was so humiliated and embarrassed, but I couldn't admit it, So I was like, well, I don't really know you, but I've seen you around and everything. It was the most awkward conversation ever.
She knew me. She knew me. She had a crush on me. I didn't even know we were from the same county, and she had a crush on me since high school. Probably since 8th grade, I think, when I was playing basketball. Since high school, she had a crush on me. We were rivals, and I didn't even know it. But she had a crush on me, and so it kind of almost like we were meant to be together. You know what I'm saying? And so that's kind of how we got started. Of course, we started dating. We went out, we hung out, and got to know each other, and pretty much the rest is history.
I think we may have spoken to each other every single day since that day.
Yeah.
So it was just like instant. So.
Yep, and that was all the way back in 1999. August of 1999. That's when we met. August of 1999. Yep, and so it's been a long time. You getting old, Hubbard. You getting old.
Speak for yourself.
You know. and so we met, we dated, and we started to grow in our lives, and I obeyed the gospel. I taught her, she obeyed the gospel. I began preaching, and the more I began to study and the more I began to read, I realized I need a wife, and so I had to go ahead and make her mine before somebody else came along and tried to take her away. So I went on and I made her mine, and so we'll talk about how I proposed to her. Y'all check this out, because this right here was so slick. So guys, if you're looking for a good way to ask your future wife to marry you, check out this way. I'm telling you, they'll never suspect.
As smooth as he thinks he is, the fact that he can be so corny is one of the things that I adore about him the most. But we would have Bible studies together. So I've gone over to his apartment after work, and we were having Bible study. But this particular night, it's like he was doing everything to get under my skin. I was completely ticked off to the point where I didn't want to have Bible study. I didn't want to talk to you. Like, I'm going home.
Yep.
And he was like, well, come on. And he's like, I'm not trying to make you mad. He's like, let's just go ahead and have the Bible study. Where he says, open up the Bible to Proverbs 18:22. And so I was angry, but I did it.
I'm glad you did it.
And when I opened the Bible, the little string in the Bible, he had tied the ring to it. And at this point, keep in mind, I was so irate that I didn't even want to look at him. But when I saw the ring, it's like I just instantly burst into tears. So.
Yep. And the scripture that Proverbs 18, he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. And so I wanted to let her know that I wanted her to be my wife. I wanted to move further in our relationship because I believe that's what God wanted for us. Not to just date forever, but to go ahead and move further into the relationship. And so, of course, maybe 5 months later, we got married. January 17th, I was thinking about Abigail's birthday. You know, her birthday is January 17th, we got married. And so, but I didn't go ahead and say it. January 17th, we were married. And that was a great and awesome day. The day before, you talking about butterflies, anxious, just like, you know, what yeah, it was just one of those things. But when the day finally came, and you know, I had my groomsmen with me. They were there, you know, boosting me up. Shout out to Bobby Lamont, all the guys that were there, Larry, James, even Keywan was in the wedding. Riley, he was in, and so all the guys, my brother Rodney, you know, he was in the wedding, and so I think Scooty was even in the wedding too. And so, but you know, it was good to have them there. But what changed for me was when they opened those doors, and I saw her coming down the aisle. And I thought to myself, wow, she's mine. She'll be mine forever. And that right there, when I saw that, I was like, yeah, I'll say this. I thought I was ready, but I wasn't. But I thought I was. So
that's funny because I felt a similar reaction when they opened the doors and I was able to see you there because we hadn't seen each other.
Yeah. And
to see you there and you looked so handsome.
I was looking good too. I had a fresh cut. I ain't have all this. I just had a mustache.
That was not my favorite look, but in that moment he was so handsome.
Y'all give us a few episodes. We're gonna show y'all a picture of.
We've come a long way.
Yeah, we've come along. But go ahead, get back to what you were saying. Get back about how handsome I was. About how handsome I was. Okay.
He was, and as handsome as my husband is, and he is. It was like in that moment, everything about him, it was just resonating. It was like, because I think he is the most genuinely loving, sweet person I've ever known, the most caring person. It was just all over him in that moment. And all I could think about is, that's going to be mine forever. And, you know, I get to hold on to and grab on to, and he's mine, no one else's. And I was just overtaken with emotion in that moment. I was so nervous because all the people that were there, and it was like, I wanted to just run down the aisle and grab him and just have him. But, you know, it was, I don't know. Like he said, in that moment, you feel like you know all there is to know about marriage. And I was so ready for this, and I was going to be this perfect wife. And so, like, let's get through this part so I can go be his wife.
Yeah, we thought we knew. And we watched the video every you know, we hadn't watched it in a few maybe 2 or 3 years because VCRs are extinct right now. And that's when we got married during the age of VCRs. We hadn't transferred it over to a CD. I don't even know if people still use CD. DVDs, my bad, DVDs. But and so you'll see on the video, I'm sitting there trying to tell Brother Benny, because he's the one who married us, you're supposed to be doing this next, you're supposed to be doing that next, trying to get him to go ahead and get done what needs to be done so we can move on. And there's a picture we were looking through last week of us walking up the aisle, And that picture pretty much kind of showed us what we were about to walk into. Because the picture that we had was, we were so uncertain.
The look on our faces was like, what have we just done?
We done messed up. That was the picture. It was like, we have really messed up. We don't know what we're about to get into. And that picture, it rings true when you see it. We may put it in this video, or we may show it later, but the looks on our faces, it was true about what we were about to face. Mm-hmm. It was certainly true. And so, of course, we did our do's. I kissed the bride. He pronounced us husband and wife. And of course, after that, nothing but rainbows and roses and just a fairy tale ending. They lived happily ever after.
That's what we thought.
Yep.
But then reality hit.
It hit like a ton of bricks.
Yes.
Ooh, and when it came. And it was like, shoo, and it was like, what was that? And it looked at us and said, life, married life. That's what it is. And that's why we wanted to share our story to help other people see what married life is all about. It's not all peaches and cream. It's not all roses and sunshine. But if you stick with it and you do it God's way, it's worth every single day.
Yeah. And I don't think I would change or trade anything that we've been through, because I know that it has made us who we are now. And I love our relationship now, and I thoroughly enjoy what we have. And if what we have and what we've gone through can help and benefit anyone else, then that makes it doubly worth it.
Yeah, and what people, they always say, I bet you and your wife don't never argue. They don't know. They don't know what I'm glad they think that way, but man, people that's not marriage. That's not marriage at all. If you don't argue,
nice if we could always agree, but we don't.
But we don't, because I'm always right. I mean,
see, you want to start a fight right now. That's okay.
But the thing is, people, and I like that about our relationship, that people look at our relationship and they think that it's perfect. I'm glad that they view that, because we work hard on our relationship. We talk, we communicate, we do a lot of different things to make sure our relationship is stable. And if people want to look at it and say, you have the perfect relationship, then cool, but it takes work to get to where we are. We weren't always like this. As we go through these episodes, we're going to let you see what our lives has really been like, what we really went through after we got married. And one of the things we're going to talk about tonight, we're just going to hit a couple of things of the life after I do. The first one is the financial struggles.
And the impact that it has on your relationship. And you like to think that finances, well, that's not going to be something that we fight about. That's not going to be a problem for us until you get in that situation. And it can be detrimental to the relationship, especially if you are not on the same page with how to handle your finances.
Yeah.
And until we got on the same page, it was a killer for us.
Yeah, because one of the things I used to do was like kind of hide. I don't know why I did. I guess because I was embarrassed about it. I used to hide the finances from her, and then get mad when she would spend something because she thought we had it. But I would hide it from her. Yeah, I know it was crazy. We do a lot of crazy things, but I know it was crazy for me to hide from her what we had and then get mad when she spent something that we were going, because it wasn't we at the time, it was all me, what I was going to do with the money later on. And we had our financial struggles. We had them. We still are not where we want to be, but we're certainly a lot better than we used to be.
And it's not a factor in our relationship anymore, because we deal with that together. We realize they're our finances, and that it impacts both of us. So we deal with those things together so that we're both aware of what's going on and what we can and can't do.
And we got to lose this mentality that the man got to handle the finances, because sometimes in a relationship, it might not be the man's strong suit to have a financial mind. It might not be. It might be the wife's strong suit to have a financial mind. There's nothing wrong with that. And so we got to lose these what is it that people have put on marriage, stereotypes on marriage, that the man got to do this, woman got to do this. The man has to be the head of the house. The woman has to be.
That means delegating.
Right. And the woman has to be submissive to the man, to the husband, I should say. And so it once you start to work together, you can understand those intricate parts of the marriage. And so, but yeah, that was a big one for us. Our financial struggles, that one was huge. It was plenty of fights that we had about that. And men, you got to open up and let your wives know. You got to let them know. I would call and talk to one of my friends about it. You know, we would talk. He would just tell me, man, look, you got to let her know. You got to talk to her and let her know what's going on with your finances. They're your finances. And once I started to do that, it made things a whole lot better. And I'm not ashamed to tell you, it took like some years. I ain't talking about like 3 or 4. I'm talking about like 9, 10, 11, 12 before it started to get right. Again, yeah, I know it's crazy, but that's married life.
Yeah. And on top of that, we struggled with infertility.
Yeah.
So that was an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah.
Mainly for me, because I was a basket case during that time.
I couldn't let her watch. What was the name of that show you used to watch with the baby?
A baby story.
A baby story. Yeah, she used to watch them stories
and just sit there and cry like a crazy person.
Yeah, we had to cut that out. You can't watch that show no more because it was bad. And we both wanted children. It's not like she wanted them and I didn't, or I wanted them, she didn't. We both wanted kids, but for the longest we just could not have kids, and it caused an emotional strain on us. When it came down to sexual intimacy, it was not enjoyable because it was only trying to have a baby. Mm-hmm. We were on a schedule. What's the thing called when you ovulate? We look at the schedule to see if she's ovulating. Oh, we got to hurry up and do this. And it just
it took all the romance out of the relationship. Yep. So we were struggling there.
Yep.
And so it's amazing the things that can impact your relationship. Mm-hmm. And when you don't talk about it, it makes it that much worse.
Yeah, but that was a tough time. And I know people say, well, y'all were having sex, so if nobody was happy, the man was happy. No, it wasn't. It was not at all.
Because it was a chore. Yeah. It was something that had to be done at this time. And it just...
No spontaneity, none of that. And so it was just to try to... And then each month, we get that pregnancy test and we look at it, and it would be negative. And it was just like, you know what? No need of doing it anymore. No need. But, of course, as you know, we got 3 little ones, of which they told us we wouldn't have any at all. Mm-hmm. Not a single one. But as the people say, look at God. Won't he do it? He did it 3 times. And Lord, if you're listening, don't do it anymore.
No, we're good. Thank you. Prayers answered.
We're good. We know you can do the impossible. And so
You've done it.
You've done it. You. Yeah, we believe you. Never doubt you again. So don't send a fourth one. No, we're good. We're good. So, but yeah, that was another one.
But even during those times, what was awesome was that the ways we found to have fun and enjoy each other.
Yeah, so that was true. We
were
did.
Broke as a joke.
Yeah, because we just told about our financial struggles.
Nothing.
We just told you about that. So we didn't have any money. We weren't taking no fancy trips overseas or to Miami to stay for a few days, this, that, and the other. We were dead broke.
We were just paying to keep a roof over our head and the lights on.
And we were late on getting that in, but we got it in. But we didn't let that stop the fun that we had. And we did. I mean, we found some of the craziest stuff to do to have fun together. When we were in Georgia, Eastman, Georgia, that's the first place we moved to after we got married. The first preaching position that I took in Eastman, Georgia. And look, y'all know I'm from Holly Springs, Brendan from Chulahoma. I think it's smaller than Chulahoma, Eastman. It's just like, boop, that's it. Ain't nothing else. A Walmart, that's it. And so it wasn't much to do. And like I said, we didn't have money to go to the next city over or down, to do that. So I know one day we were sitting outside on the back porch, and it was a cup on the porch, and there was a pecan tree. And I said, I bet I can throw more pecans in this cup than you can. And yep, we had a contest, seeing who can throw the most pecans in the cup.
And we were competing like it was a real prize at the end.
I mean, you would have thought that we were really doing something. I mean, that was really a thing. Like, hey, you want to go in tonight and watch ESPN throwing pecans in the cup? I mean, we act like it was a real sport. We
were that serious about it.
Yeah, but it was great though, and that's what you got to do to have fun. As long as we were together.
Go to the park.
Yep, those were the good times.
Eat bologna sandwiches. We couldn't afford much else.
Bologna sandwiches and chips.
But we were together and we were happy, and it gave us time to talk and just enjoy each other. And I mean, I think again, those times just built our bond, going through the struggle together and not allowing it to tear us apart. It made us stronger. Yeah,
you got to stop using excuses. Not having money is why we don't do anything and why we don't have fun. Because money, it helps, but it's not the be all. You can do stuff if you don't have money. I know we were living in Olive Branch at the apartments while I was at the Memphis School of Preaching. When it snowed one day real bad, and we got a box and we slid down the hill on the ice. Well, I slid, Brink fell, but I slid. She fell down, down the hill. But
my awesome new husband, he laughed at
me. Of
course. He didn't instantly run to help me, and he laughed at me. But yeah,
you already know she didn't break none. She didn't tear none. It wasn't that bad. The hill wasn't that steep. So laughing was okay at that particular point. But that's what we did. We played video games together. We watched TV together. We played tennis. I mean, you can find, if you really want to have fun together, there's no excuse for you not to do it. And that's one of the things that most married couples do. They find excuses instead of finding ways to actually have fun. You got to think about it. This is the person that I'm going to be with for the rest of my life. I'm going to see this person every day of my life.
So you can choose to make it fun, or you can choose to be miserable. It's
It's your choice.
It's a choice. So we chose to have fun with it. And even now, though our financial situation has improved, we still find ways to have fun and spend time with each other that doesn't cost us a dime. So it's possible. That's essentially our story. But now we wanted to take a little time to pick each other's brains. So we came up with a few questions that we're going to ask each other just out of curiosity.
And we have not rehearsed these questions.
So I don't know his answers and he doesn't know my answers. So
just give them to you raw.
All right. So first question. When did you know that I was the one?
When did I know you were the one? I think I knew you were the one when the way you looked at me when I talked, you were so into me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying it like that. I mean I know I look good and everything, but one of the things I'm very self-conscious about are my teeth. And I know I'm very self-conscious about it. People might not know it because my mouth is always open, but that's one of the things I'm self-conscious about. But during the whole time we talked, she always stared me in my eyes. And she laughed at what I said. And it wasn't no fake laugh. It was a genuine laugh. And not once has she ever tried to tell me, close your mouth. You talk too much. And I knew right then, if she can tolerate me talking, because I know I talk a lot. I know I do.
It's been a long 17 years.
Yep. And I can tell you about every single one of them. But I knew she was the one when we would talk, because it was not just a conversation in passing. It was actually her listening to me and giving me feedback and hearing what I have to say. And that's how I knew that she was the one for me. So how did you know that I was the one for you?
I knew you were the one for me. I started feeling like you were the one for me after, I guess, about maybe 2 or 3 weeks of us having, being talking to each other, because in all that time, you never made sexual advances towards me. You just seemed like you genuinely enjoyed spending time with me. And I was waiting, because I was like, that's all they want. It's coming. But then you invited me to go to church with you. And I was like, it ain't Easter or Christmas. And he was like, no, I go to church every Sunday. And he was like, I want you to go to church with me. And I did, but I didn't have a Bible. And then he bought me a Bible. It only cost $1, but that wasn't the point.
It did. Been broke my whole life.
He bought me a Bible. Like, he genuinely cared about my soul because he was for real about we going to church.
Yep.
So, and I think that's when I knew that he was the one, because I saw that he cared about me. It wasn't what he could get from me. It was about him genuinely caring for me. And that hasn't changed. Like, in all the time that I've known him, that has never, ever, ever changed. But that's when I knew you were the one for me, when you bought me a Bible.
Look at that. Look at God. Look at it. All right, what's next? What we got next? Why did we get married? I married Brina because I felt like that's the next step. Because before this, I hadn't obeyed the gospel. So once I obeyed the gospel and realized, look, life moves on. God wants you to be in a better place, in a better position. You found a woman. What's stopping you from marrying her? I'd been knowing her for 4 years, I think 5 years at that time before I asked her to marry. So what's stopping me? And I thought about, like, why not get married? That's the next step. You date a woman, you court her, and then you marry her. I'm sorry, you court her. Yeah, you court her. And then you marry her. That's God's progression. And so if I'm going to please God, why not marry her? Why not? And people are like, well, don't you love her? Yes, I loved her then, but I didn't love her enough to marry her. I didn't, because now I love her more than I did when I first met her. That's the honest to God truth. But I married her because I love God, and God's progression was get married. And so that's why I married her.
Okay.
Didn't see that one coming.
I did not.
I
did not. I did not expect that answer.
Yeah. You know that. Go ahead.
Oh, so why did I get married? Or why did I marry you in particular? I'm going to start with that I never wanted to get married. That was not an ambition of mine. I did not want to be married. So you can just imagine how nervous I was when I asked her. And she let me know that while we were dating, that's not something she wanted to do. I know. I never want to be married. I don't want to be anybody's wife. I don't want to have a man over me when I leave my daddy's house. I'm done. I'm grown, and nobody else telling me what to do. I'm me. But every time we would go out or spend time together, and the time came for us to be apart, it was so hard to say goodbye, and I didn't want to. I realized I don't ever want to say goodbye to him. I want to always be with him. That was a hard realization for me, because people say you got to say obey in a marriage vow, and I wasn't there yet. So, and I was like, well, I don't want to be lying, and I wasn't there yet. But I realized you're always going to have to submit to somebody, and who do I want to submit to? Well, I trust that he always had my best interest in mind. And so it became like a no-brainer that this is the man that I want to marry. This is the man I want to spend the rest of my life with. And in my mind, I had started to think about myself as, one day being his wife, but I wasn't going to tell him that. So imagine my surprise when he proposed to me, because I'd always been the girl that didn't want to get married. Yeah.
Look, told you, but that's something. Look, all right, okay.
So full of myself. Oh
I am. All right, the next one. What's my most annoying trait? Now look, when the camera go out, we might fight about this.
No, because it's easy and he knows it's true.
What's that?
Okay, because I get real involved in my TV shows.
Oh,
and he knows
I know what it is.
that when I'm in my shows, just let me have but every time he comes up, and that's when he wants to start a conversation, right there in the middle, when it's like right there at the climax of the show, he just starts.
I do.
And it drives me crazy.
Sometimes I catch it, but most of the times I don't.
And that's the most annoying thing that he does. Yeah. And especially if he walks in and says, What happened? I mean, you don't even watch the show.
But it's interesting at the time. Now I ain't gonna watch all of it, but I want to know what's going on.
That's when he talks the most, in the middle of my shows.
Yep. Alright.
All right. I know that, I have no annoying traits, and this is going to be really hard for you.
It ain't hard. Nope. Not at all. Because when we first thought about this particular question, there was just one thing that came to mind. Her most annoying trait is when she's mad, and I ask her, are you mad or what's wrong with you? And you said, nothing. I mean, come on now. Give me something.
Can I change my answer?
No. Give me,
can I please change my answer?
Like, what's wrong with you? Nothing. Nothing at all. Something wrong? You were just talking to me 10 minutes ago. Now, what's wrong? Nothing. That's the most annoying thing to me. Just tell me. Look, tell me what it is. And we ain't got to talk about it right now, but just tell me. I know something is wrong.
I want to change my answer because...
I give you this. I'll let you change.
No, because when I'm angry, I'd like to be left alone.
I know.
But you won't leave me alone. You just keep asking me over and over
I've gotten better, though. I've gotten better.
But once I cool off and I know that I can temper my words, I always come back and talk. But you ask me at a point where I don't always know that I can control what might come out of my mouth.
It's still annoying, though. I'm just telling you, it's annoying. It's annoying. Okay, go to the next.
All right, so... what is my best quality, both physically and personality-wise?
All right. Of course, I'm a man. and men, let's just be faced. We use our eyes. That's what we use. And I'm just going to be honest. Your booty. To me, that's her best physical feature. Yep, I ain't gonna lie. I when she walk by, I slap on, I paint, whatever the case may be.
Personality.
Okay. All right, okay. That's enough. I'm just being honest, and I think most men will agree with me. That's one of the favorite physical traits of their spouse. And men, let me tell you something. Flirt with your spouse. That's just a side note. Flirt with them, rub them, touch them. Kiss them, just saying. Okay, go. Personality-wise, all right, sorry about that.
Personality-wise. He probably know this one.
Personality-wise, yes, I do. I don't know how to put it to describe it one word, but you have never, ever, since I've known you, once tried to change who I am. Never. I know I'm loud. I know I'm country. I know I tab some words. But you have never tried to stop me from being who I am. You help me. You'll help correct me. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, she accepts me for who I am, and she has never once tried to change me. And that's why I'm so comfortable around her. That's why I can talk to her, because I'm not ashamed. Because I'm not. When I talk to her, I don't have to worry about, boy, she's gonna try to change me to doing this and doing that. But she has helped me now. Some of the way I used to dress, she's helped me come a long way with that.
Jeans and church shoes.
Yeah, she helped me with that. We ain't gonna talk about that. They were back in the day. But she has helped me with the way I dress. Like when I preach, I get amped up and get riled up, and I say some subjects and verbs that don't agree. She'll help me with that. But she's never once tried to tell me that I need to be a better version, in the sense of trying to make me feel bad for who I am or like I am. So yeah, you're very accepting. That's one of your personality traits that I like most about you. All right, what do you find about me, my best quality physically?
I was torn between a couple of things.
Just got it going on.
Oh my God. See, I shouldn't even say that.
Yeah.
But I would have to say your eyes.
Yeah, I do got some big eyes.
They are, but they're engaging, and you have those lashes, they're long, and I don't know, it's just something about looking in your eyes, and I don't know, it just melts me.
I should have known that, because she used to always tell me that I got girl eyelashes and eyebrows, and girls would kill to have my eyebrows and eyelashes.
It's a waste to have that on a man, but it's so enticing and mesmerizing when you look in those eyes.
Okay.
So, yeah.
What was the other one? Just curious. You ain't got to go into it.
Your arms, you know how much I love those.
Oh, okay.
You flex your muscles for me.
Yeah.
Personality-wise, again, that's a no-brainer, because anybody that knows you knows that you fashion yourself a comedian. So
yes.
your sense of humor is
Yes.
absolutely your greatest personality trait.
Yeah, sometimes it get me in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
because
does.
I was telling some of my coworkers that they don't even get the full version of me at work because I've learned how to kind of tone it back a little bit, you know. So, but okay.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad you have.
Yeah, I have.
All right. So, now I want you to share a memorable, funny story about me. I don't do much that's funny. That's not really my thing.
I got a lot of them. I said I was gonna tell the one when Brian, we were at Central Avenue after Bible study, and Brian was on like the stage, and he looked like he was about to jump off, and Brenda tried to run up there to catch him, and they both fell. And Abigail and I told her up. We roasted her all night long.
And let me say again,
all night long.
My husband did not come to my aid. I fell off the stage with the baby, and he and my then 10-year-old daughter, they just
we laughed,
rolled over laughing.
We laughed, and then the people at the congregation were looking like, you ain't gonna. I was like, y'all don't know me. This was like I don't even think we had been there a year. We may have been there right at a year. But yeah, they saw a whole nother side of me. Yeah, I laughed.
People think I'm clumsy.
Yeah. You always fall like you fell off the porch of my mama's house.
And I was getting
both of them knees got skinned up, tore a little stocking. We was on our way to church too. She didn't even get to make it from church. The stocking just tore up. Oh, like, you mama praying before you came to church.
Yeah, people gonna think I'm clumsy now.
But it one I got too when we went to Florida, and you didn't run when I ran. But we'll say them for another time.
That was wrong too.
We'll say them. Go ahead. You get your funny story.
All right. Oh, so Mister, you're so comfortable around me. This is perfect. This is perfect. Okay, you was not always so comfortable around me, so. So, shortly after we started dating, we were over at his dorm. We had been watching TV and hanging out. And this one passes gas.
I farted. I ain't passed gas.
Uh-oh. And he was so scared. He was terrified. He didn't know what to do. But then I burst out laughing. He was so humiliated. He almost jumped up and ran out of the room. And he was like, I just didn't know what to do. He's like, I thought you were going. I was like, you farted. Everybody does. Like, what do you think?
I was so ashamed.
He was so embarrassed. It was hilarious.
I was too shamed on that one. Too shamed. Bang. Too shamed on that one. But I got over it though. Hey.
Unfortunately.
But she's still with me. So Abby, if you can sit there and I pooed and you stay with me, oh yeah, we got a winner.
But what did you think I was gonna do?
I didn't know.
You act like everybody doesn't do it. But it was like, because he was like, he didn't know what to do. He was completely, messed up.
I didn't know what to do. So, but yeah, we appreciate, we're close to being done. Just got a couple of things we want to hit. One of the things is what we plan on doing with this, I had the word, platform. That's it. What we're doing with this platform. Our goal, I'll tell my goal, and hers may be like mine, I'm not sure, but my goal for this is to help, because a lot of people don't know what marriage is. A lot of people listen to others about marriage, and it's just not what it is. And so if you can learn and understand what marriage is all about, then you'll be good and you'll enjoy. And that's my goal, to help people enjoy marriage. Not only marriage, but just life in general, because we'll be discussing other things other than marriage. So
I think I have a similar goal, because when I think back to, again, how we thought, what we thought marriage was supposed to be and what we thought life was going to be, and then we got sucker punched. We could have so easily given up. And if we could help somebody else to know that it's worth the fight and to keep fighting for it, then it makes our journey so much greater, because not only did it help us, but it helped someone else.
And I think one of the fears I have about this is, I guess, how many people are tuning in. That's my biggest fear. Are we going to reach enough people? Are people going to tune in to see it? And I hope that you do. I hope you stay with us through this journey, through this ride.
And tell others.
Yeah.
I'm sure we all know at least one couple or a family who could benefit from some type of guidance and help and advice, and who may be going through rough patch, and just put it out there to share. And I mean, even if one particular episode isn't a situation you're dealing with now, who knows, it may be something you're dealing with later. So it's always, I think, beneficial to at least share it.
Yeah.
But I think my fear is a little bit different than yours. My fear is being candid, because I think we have to be in order. It's being honest, being raw, putting it all out there.
Yeah, that's what.
It has to happen, because I think if you're not transparent, people don't believe you, and people don't accept you. And if we are wanting to truly help other people, we're going to have to be totally transparent. That is not my strong suit, but I'm working on me. So that's my fear.
All right. So here's what we're going to do. If you think the video may be too long for you, break it up and watch it in bits and pieces. But watch it. Spend time watching. See, we really believe you'll be blessed in this platform that we're giving you. Just real quick, we plan on doing some other episodes, no particular order. We're going to do the effects of finances on the relationships, the parent trap, the guilt in parenting, us time, disregard, what they say? Oh, disagreeing without hurt is one of the episodes that we'll do. We're going to talk about fears in the marriage. We're going to talk about not only marriage, but life in general.
Intimacy.
All of it.
And maintaining the intimacy in the relationship.
Yeah.
But we want to know what you want to talk about.
Yeah.
So comment in the comments. Share with us some topics that you may want to talk about, some things that you may have interest in. And we would love to talk about those things as well. Because again, our whole goal here is to help. So if there's something that you want to talk about, let us know about it.
And it doesn't have to be about marriage.
No, it can be about
anything.
Yes, because at the end of the day, we're individuals. We're married, but we're individuals. We have different personalities, different needs, different wants. And so we're going to talk about all those things.
Yeah. So hit us up and let us know what you think. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like our Facebook page, Straight Talk with the Hubbards. And we plan on doing a webinar in June the 19th. That's the date that we have set for it right now. And the title will be, What Are We Fighting For? That's the title. We'll get back with you more on that as the date approaches.
But please save the date. Start planning now. We're planning on a 2-hour event, so from 10 to 12, not to consume your whole day. But every couple has disagreements. But what are we fighting for? Yeah. And we're going to talk about strategies that you can use during disagreements, and strategies of things you need to stay away from. And at the end, to honestly ask yourself, what are we fighting for? What is the purpose behind it all? And hopefully the purpose that we're all fighting for is saving our marriages.
All right. And so, guys, that's our first episode, our story. We hope you enjoyed it. If it's something you want to see or don't like, whatever it is, we want to hear from you.
We do.
We really
Constructive
do.
criticism is great.
Because if we don't like it, we just going to ignore it. I mean, just honestly. But we do want to hear. We just want to hear from you what you think. And like I said, we're going to give out gifts. These mugs, shirts. We have some other merchandise that we're going to have to give away. And if you want to purchase it as well. So just stay with the Hubbard. Stay with us along this journey. And we think you'll appreciate the ride that you're about to take.
All right. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you on episode 2.
All right. We're your favorite couple, the Hubbards.
Bye, everyone.